Dear culturalists and Buddhist monks and followers, let's save the people together. Dear all, obscene books and magazines only harm young people who have not yet reached sexual age. For those who have experienced sex, obscene books and magazines no longer have any influence. Because, once sexual desire is satisfied, sexual thoughts and dreams no longer linger in people's minds. Sex, at that time, was the truth exposed. Get into bed, get out of bed, and that was it. At that time, sex was just a demand like the demand for food, drink, and sleep. No more dreams, no more thoughts, and sometimes I'm so bored I could die. People only know how to eat, sleep, make sex, and go to the poop. And that's the end of life. In civilized countries like the United States, England, Japan, etc., schools teach young girls about sex and how to protect themselves from getting pregnant. Everyone just enjoys sex for their own pleasure, but don't let suffering come out. They are fully equipped with fake goods that satisfy people's sexual desires without harming their health. Since then, pornographic books and magazines have been sold everywhere, still without affecting or harming anyone. However, some scriptures are extremely dangerous and poisonous to people throughout this life, forever into the next life. Those scriptures push people into the paradise, into endless daydreams and fantasies. Becoming more and more superior, endlessly, until the day they leave this world, then pass it on to the next life, passed on for countless lifetimes. Because they live in distant thoughts, chasing vague, imaginary images that are never true. That means they are chasing shadows. How can they catch the truth if they are chasing shadows? Why is this happening? Because those scriptures thoroughly exploit the consciousness and create a mysterious, attractive, seductive environment, luring the six senses in the human body to forever chase after illusions. Then the monks return to enjoy the stinking bait of fame and profit, causing the monks and nuns to forever live as worms currying in the dungeon. When they discovered it, when they woke up, it was too late. I am old, no longer have the strength, no longer have the will to turn back. I have thrown the spear, I have no choice but to follow it, have no choice but to become a religious scoundrel, wearing a monk's robe to deceive the people to make a living, to enjoy wealth. How pleasant! What is imagination? What is the danger of imagination? Each person has a mind and 5 brain organs, just like I am a king, I have 5 organs working for me, and there is a little mind following me, keeping me busy all day. A. Color. Includes consciousness, has an upward tendency, always helps us, wants us to be good people. However, this organ works too weakly, cannot convince us. Only when we grow up, do we realize that consciousness is very important for our life. It's too late. I know that being a good person is beneficial to my life, but I am no longer able to follow my consciousness. Consciousness is a loyal subject that is beneficial to my life, but I don't like loyal subjects at all. B. Feeling. The organ that tells us if we are sad, in pain, happy, or joyful. In general, it is a feeling that affects the body and we can feel it. C. Consciousness. Consciousness is my flatterer. He is the sage I love. Because he always knows how to pamper and be sweet to me. He always makes me happy, satisfied, and pleased. He helps me live in a state of delirium, wildness, and madness all day and night. Oh! Life is only beautiful when it is still in dreams, love is still intoxicating when the oath is not yet fulfilled. In the aggregate of thoughts, there are 33 levels of thoughts, each level has its own function. These 33 levels of thoughts make us have delusions, make us think randomly all day and night without stopping. Even when we sleep, we still think endlessly. Beautiful dreams also make us think vaguely. Terrifying dreams make us think even more. Wanting food, I also imagine all kinds of flavors. Wanting love, I think even more far-fetched. I am endlessly indulged. Obviously, this flatterer, thought, is ruining our lives, constantly dragging us into far-fetched thoughts and making us forever immersed in worldly pleasures, satisfying lust, enjoying the body. Everyone hates lies. But loves to hear lies. Everyone wants to live a noble life, but living a life of debauchery, selfishness, meanness, satisfaction, and contentment is all due to imagination. What is 6 base? Each person has eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind, which are called the 6 senses. The eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind, each sense is attracted and pulled by the earth. For example, the eyes see beauty, the ears hear sweet sounds, the tongue tastes delicious things, all make us fascinated, satisfied, and happy. What is outside the body is called the world. Even the thoughts in our head are called the world. For example, temples, mountains, oceans, are called dust. The dust enters the root and bears the name of that root. For example, what the eyes see is called mat tran, what the ears hear is called tai tran, what the nose smells is called mui tran. Don't use Chinese anymore. 6 dusts enter 6 roots. From the 6 senses, there is analysis and selection of what we need, which is called consciousness. Consciousness means knowing and choosing. For example, the eyes see beauty and ugliness, we choose beauty. The nose smells a foul or fragrant smell, we choose fragrant. Our body comes into contact with pain and pleasure. We know pain, know pleasure, and choose pleasure. This knowing and choosing is called consciousness. And through each sense organ, it bears the name of that organ. For example, the eye is called eye consciousness, the ear is called ear consciousness, the mind is called mind consciousness. Important things to know and remember. The mind is like a child. The mind only wants to have fun and enjoy pleasure, so there is absolutely no consciousness, spirituality, knowing mind, hearing mind, anything. Mahayana teaches consciousness, knowing mind, spirituality, hearing mind, that is their wrong practice. That is a heretical path. Master Tan Tien teaches clearly, mind is like a child. Just think and experience it on your body and you will clearly understand. If mind is consciousness, spirituality, knowing mind, that means mind knows how to choose between good and evil. So why do we need to become a monk? At some point, the mind will be inspired to choose goodness and automatically live in the magnetic field of goodness. That's it. I've become a saint, no need to become a monk and tire myself out. It's obvious that Mahayana teaches nonsense, isn't it? Obviously, Mahayana scriptures thoroughly exploit the consciousness and take advantage of the passions of the 6 senses. They strongly develop the 6 sense objects, such as chanting, high and low sounds, like opera. Bells, wooden fish, drums resound. Fragrant, billowing incense smoke. Everyone clapped their hands in admiration, captivating and alluring, enticing the practitioner to pursue the joy and fun of the world. As for consciousness, Mahayana scriptures create Western paradise, a distant illusion, never true. Because if there is a fake Amitabha Buddha, a fake Maitreya, then how can there be a real Western paradise? Make monks, nuns and Buddhists no longer know that. We go to monks to master birth, aging, sickness, death and liberate our lives, escape the fate of being worms curving ayana pilgs of dungus. Obviously, books that poison and harm the people are more dangerous than books that corrupt culture, right? Therefore, everyone should burn those books together to save the people from the forest of ignorance, superstition, and heresy. Supplementary. 1. Everyone eats shit. Once upon a time, in Hanoi, there was a mandarin named Gwyn who used his own manure to grow green mustard greens, then offered it to the king. The king ate it and said it was delicious. The king ate Mandarin Gwyn's manure. Green trees, fragrant flowers, sweet fruits are made more stinky by feces. Eating animal flesh is like eating excrement and poison, making our nature as savage and vile as animals. At the same time, when we get old, many diseases appear continuously. 2. Drop bait to catch the ball. There was a dog holding a bone in its mouth, running on the bridge, looking down into the water, seeing a shadow with a bigger bone. The dog immediately let go of the bone in its mouth and jumped into the river to catch the shadow. It's called bait and switch. It's not real, is it? 3. Even though Buddha Shakyamuni is real, But people are absorbed in the image of reality, then pray and beg, becoming addicted and deliberate, futile. Therefore, we need to erase the illusion that harms our lives. Buddha Shakyamuni taught. Whoever relies on my appearance and begs me for anything will not meet the Tathagata. Whoever practices my dharma until it enters into his mind will meet the Tathagata.